Well, we've just departed from the Whitaker cabin, and we're headed down this dirt road, trying to get to the main road, and I just got a massive flat tire. I've never had a flat tire on any car I've ever owned, so this is going to be an experience, changing a car tire for the first time. My name's Luke Bosworth, and welcome to my new series, Jack of All Trades. You! This is what we're working with. And that is the massive gash.
This is not my first flat tire, unfortunately.
Okay, the gash is way too big to be a rock. I think it happened on a cattle guard, which is just like metal bars, and one of them might have been sticking up, or I don't know. Somehow it just gashed my tire to pieces. Okay, let's change this thing. Okay, so I have a spare tire right underneath my car here, and I don't know how to get it out, but I'm sure it can't be that hard, right? Alright, I can't figure out how to do this. Gotta look up a video. Okay, so all my tools for tire changing are underneath my fridge, so I had to pull that out, and now everything I need is right in here. Alright, I got the spare tire out from underneath the car, and now I gotta change the old tire with the new spare tire. So I gotta take off the lug nuts first. Let's see how hard it is.
Please leave this in the video.
So I just loosened my lug nuts without my car on the jack, because I saw a recent Kara and Nate video, and they said that you should always loosen the hardest part of the lug nut first when it's not jacked up, because if your car's jacked up and you're stepping on the lug nuts to try to get them off, the car can slip off the jack, and that would not be good. So that's why you get them just a little bit loose, and then you jack up the car. Since it was my first time doing this, I was definitely struggling a little bit, and I know everyone in the comments is going to say, oh, it's common sense, but what's common for one person isn't always common for another, and I eventually figured it out after reading the manual. Okay, so I was struggling with getting this jack up, but I actually just used the same method I did to get the spare tire out from underneath the car. Okay, I'm going to spin it, and hopefully you see the tire lift off the ground. So the car's jacked up now. It would have been really nice to have a drill. I did not have that though. I had to do it all by hand. Didn't take too long. Now I gotta take all the lug nuts off right here. Gotta take all those off and then change that tire with this tire. I'm actually having a lot of fun. I've always wanted to change a spare tire. Now I finally get to. Okay, it's a lot faster using the bar instead of your fingers to get the lug nuts off. Just learned that. Okay, I think I just pull the whole wheel off and then put the new one on. Right? For some reason the tire is sticking on there. I can't just pull it off. Emily's reading the manual right now, but I don't know why it's not just like sliding off. It should, right? There we go. We got it on there. Now, time to put the lug nuts on.
And approximately the same amount. Lower the vehicle, firmly tighten each nut 2 or 3 times.
Alright, so apparently we have to lower the vehicle and then really tighten the lug nuts, because that's what the manual says.
This is the Bible.
This is not the Bible, but I mean maybe for a Tacoma. Alrighty, lower the jack, tighten the lug nuts, and then we're done. So I'm making sure that all the bolts are being evenly tightened so that the wheel is properly seated on the hub, because the last thing I want is a loose wheel while driving, which would cause a lot of damage and make me spend a lot more money.
Yeah, a lot more. Shot and go.
That is a heavy fridge right there. Almost ready to go. Lastly, I have to get into the forbidden bin because that is where my air compressor is, because my spare tire was a little flat. And then we're good. .30 PSI, ready to hit the road. All right, the new tire, looking good. Hopefully it lasts until Bozeman. We have about 100 miles, which will take about 2 hours, I think. I know you're not supposed to drive very far in a spare, especially like a donut tire, which is like very skinny. It's not a real tire, but this looks like a real tire and I think it's gonna last. So let's head out. I'm starving, probably get some food and then head to a tire shop. Might be getting some upgrades now on my truck because I don't want to replace one tire when all my other tires need to be replaced too. So I might get some beefier tires, maybe a lift, we'll see. That was fun though, changing my tire, because I've always wanted to, and now I can do it, added to my bag of tricks. Also, I don't really have any obligations to be anywhere, so that was really nice too. I just gotta enjoy changing the tire. Most people don't get to do that. Alrighty, let's head to Bozeman. Alright, so it is the next day here in Bozeman. Last night we slept at a Walmart parking lot. Not very glamorous, but that's the realities of truck life. And today I'm getting all new tires on my car. They're the BF Goodrich KO2 all-terrain tires. They're gonna be awesome. It's a lot of money I'm gonna be spending, but it's worth it because I don't wanna have a blowout on the road and you can't drive forever on a spare. So let's buy these tires. Gosh, they look so good. They're very, very rugged all-terrain tire. I did a lot of research on these tires and this is one of the best tires I found, the KO2s for off-roading. I don't know how they're gonna do when I drive back across the country into Florida. However, they are gonna be really fun off-road now, which is why we drove from Bozeman, Montana into Yellowstone, and we're gonna give my tires a run for their money. Take them on some off-road trails, see what they can do. Although I am alone, I've departed from Finn and Glory. They're on their own adventures. I'll talk more about that later, but it's just me in the woods today. So I want to go off-roading, but I can't get stuck. It's a fine line there. Okay, I'm not completely alone. I do have my girlfriend joining me.
Let's go off-roading.
Dang it, I was just about to get on the trail, but I realized I have to let my tire pressure down. I'm a little confused about what tire pressure to be running on these new tires because the stock tires, they have a PSI rating for my car. However, these stock tires can go on multiple different cars, so there's not a PSI rating exactly for my car and my weight. So I guess it's kind of just a guessing game. So this is my fast tire deflator I use because if I would just put my finger on the valve right here and let out air, it would take forever. So I take the valve core out and it allows air to escape very fast and then I can put it back in. So watch this. Screw that in there. And now I'm unscrewing the valve core. Kind of hear air leaking out. There we go. And then I'm at 42 PSI right now. I'm going to 17. All right, I'm at 18 PSI. Put the valve core back in, unscrew, and just like that, it takes like 20 seconds to go from 40 PSI to 18 PSI. Super nice. I'm gonna do the other 3 tires now, and then we'll hit the trail. So I just deflated all my tires. I have my front ones at 20 and my back ones at 25 because I got a lot of weight in my car right now, so I didn't want to go too low, but I'm excited. Let's go, let's go! I forgot how fun off-roading was. This is awesome. So I just had Emily get out and film my truck going through the woods, and she said there's a little bit of a problem. My bike rack is hitting. Look how low it is. So this isn't too big of a hole right here. But look how much clearance I have. I don't even know if you can see that. That is not that much clearance for how small this hole is. Well, I think it's a pretty strong bike rack and it should last, but I probably shouldn't go that fast. And I should probably get off this trail right now. It's a little sketchy having that little clearance. So we just finished up with the trail and we arrived at this lake here. Apparently it's supposed to be a pretty good view, so let's go check it out. Whoa! There's all these animal tracks on the riverbed here. It's pretty neat. Dang, what is that? That's like a moose track. It's huge.
That is massive.
Fall is upon us. Trees are turning. She's a bit dirty. But that's what happens when you off-road and have fun. The new wheels have been feeling amazing on the trail. I barely ever slipped. I mean, it was pretty flat and it's not that wet out here, but they've been feeling way better and so much more grip on them compared to my last tires. Kicking up a lot of dirt though on my panel. Dang, it is so fun being able to take my car off-road, aka my house, except a lot of these trails aren't on Google Maps. It can get a little sketchy when you're headed down trail and you have no idea what's down there, which is where today's sponsor of the video comes in, onX Off-Road. onX is a GPS mapping app designed specifically for off-roading. It provides detailed trail maps for all types of vehicles, as well as access to vital information such as trail difficulty, open-close status, and points of interest like campgrounds, trailheads, and fuel stations. The app also offers offline maps so you can navigate even in areas with no cell service. When I was looking for an off-road app myself, I actually chose onX as well, because all my favorite off-road YouTubers used it, and I know off-roading is my specialty, but I do take my car off the beaten path time to time, so I figured why not have the best app for the job, you know? onX Off-Road has a ton of other features such as customizable waypoints, route tracking, and sharing capabilities, making it an amazing tool for planning trips. Seriously, if you're planning on taking any vehicle off-road, this is the app to have, and I'm not just saying that. Make sure to use code Luke Bosworth to get 20% off when you sign up. Alrighty, I gotta air my tires, and then we're gonna continue the road trip. Also, a random thought I just had was, how long does a road trip have to be for it to not be a road trip anymore? Like, at what point does it turn to a lifestyle, or is it just a mindset thing? I don't know. All right, let's hit the road.
The Western United States, a place where people flock from all over to seek nature and to feel something they can't quite put into words. Here, in the presence of animals who roam wild and free, surrounded by rivers that have carved their paths for centuries, we come face to face with a beauty that goes beyond understanding. There's a quiet reassurance that we're part of something far bigger than ourselves. In nature's beauty and power, we find something that speaks to our deepest questions and quiets our worries. Each person, in their own way, feels drawn to these places, not just for the views, but for the sense of closeness to something timeless, something sacred that seems to be reaching back, wanting to be felt and understood. Perhaps in the vastness of these wild places, we're being quietly invited to draw closer, to know and trust that connection in a way we may have been searching for all along. At least, that's why I visit these places.
Bucket list, checked off.
Checked off.
Drifting up in a parking lot. So we've been on our road trip down to Florida, past a couple state lines already. We've made it to beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah. It's our first time here, and we're cooking up dinner. Chef Emily, what are we making?
We've got chicken, we've got peas, and our beans from the other night.
Alrighty.
That's what we've got going on.
Okay, I gotta dump this pea juice in.
Pea juice!
We're ready to explore the city and see what it has to offer. I know it has a lot of mountain biking, which I'm stoked about, but there should be a lot of other hikes. I know the Mormon church is here, a couple other things, but gosh, these mountains are crazy. This looks so good. Look at this dinner: peas, mashed potatoes, chicken. Mmm.
So good.
And then the capital right there. Gosh. That is something about van life, is you get to eat amazing meals in like these crazy locations you never have a meal at. Just like right in front of the Capitol. Pretty cool.
That's true, but at the same time, this is probably the best meal we've had in like a week and a half.
True. Yeah, like I've said before, living on the road, you don't always have meals. This is the first time we had a meal, proper meal on the road so far, which isn't that good.
Like yesterday, I had cereal, so.
Yeah, cereal for dinner, cereal for breakfast, no lunch. It's awful.
Oh, I didn't.
Thank you for watching to the end of this video, and make sure to like and subscribe for more videos every Saturday. And if you haven't already seen what happened to me in Utah, watch my previous video. It's a good one.